I'm gonna try to talk about double meanings. Maybe I think that's the best way to explain it. I touched on Saturn in the last video just for a split second. I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth. All of the planets, everything's inside you. Nothing's on the outside. That's why when they go to space, it's all dark. They're trying to get through that darkness to try to get to the next rounds. They can't. They realize the hard way. They can't do it. So that's what it's all about. That's what NASA's about. Space Force is to fight whatever's coming. Like I said in the other video, the Anunnaki is coming. Anunnagas, they are coming. Some are good, some are bad. They're not exactly here for us. They're here because they're mad about the gold. Like they need the gold. They need resources. This is a resource planet. When I say resource planet, they need the gold for their planets. Other people, they use people as food source. Like they're breeding people just to eat them. Some, and others, they need other stuff here. The gold is super valuable, but not that stuff you see in the jewelry shop. That stuff is fake, or really weak gold. All the jewelry that the rappers be wearing with the diamonds, all this stuff's fake too. They're getting played big time. But here's the thing: all that stuff I said before is only around the so-called black people land right around jungles. That's why they keep getting them to move out. It's called gentrification. Like, that's how they've been doing. They want you to move to the concrete jungles. Yeah. All right. So we talked Saturn. Saturn is falling now. It used to be the main god. Some people argue Jupiter. Say Saturn, but Saturn's falling until somebody explained to me that Jupiter is better. But I'm gonna say Saturn's falling right now. Saturn has set, so it's not us. It's not in our favor right now. But my proof is everybody that knows about the so-called Bible. It says I'm just going off the way it was written. Not I'm not talking about the edited version or anything. I'm just the way it's written now. So said that God created, man, the sixth day, and on the seventh day he rested, right? So everybody goes to church on Sunday, and then they go home, they feel good, they eat a bunch of soul food, and they have a good time, watch some TV, right? Except if you look at a calendar, the last day of the week is Saturday, not Sunday. Sunday is the first day of the week. Saturday, Saturn day, Saturn day. You be getting played, and then eating soul food is not chicken, fried chicken, and collard greens and all that. It's the sun going out and absorbing the sun. They have everybody partying on the holy day. And then the next day, they try to make it up on the first day of the week, trying to pretend to be saved. Right. The word saved means to get off this planet. The word Bible I already explained. I think I said basic instructions before leaving Earth. It's just basic. That's it. And it wasn't even meant for the actual soul children. It was meant for those that can't see, to help them too. Because when it comes to the people, let me break down the people very fast. So you got so-called black, so-called white, right? But everybody's actually truly one race. It's just one people, one group of people. The so-called black, some so-called black people created the so-called white people to be slaves. That's all it's about, right? And some of the so-called black people were created to be slaves. The mine for gold. That was part of the experiment. Just nothing. Everything goes in circles. Everything's all repeat. What goes around comes around. So that's why some of the so-called black people are being punished. They were supposed to. Some of the so-called black people are what you call, like in Greek mythology, you got like half demigods or half gods or something like that. The ones that are mixed, like Hercules and what's another one? Achilles. Those are in the Bible. They're called the Nephilim, the giants. I already told you the Titans. Those of you. Some of them are mixed children. So they're actually 100% Anu Nagas. 100%. They're just that and a whole bunch more, right? So some of these people are actually the kings and the queens of this planet, but they have been knocked down off their throne. So backups coming. But the thing about the half breeds, right, is once again some are in your favor, some are working 100% for the bad ones of the bad Anunnaki. The ones that just want the gold and they want you gone. They want all the resources, and then when you're done working, they want you to expire. Yeah, so you got. Let's get back to the Saturn day. So everybody's going to church on Sundays, right? So let me explain what Sunday means. Sunday, just sunny day. Guess what the next day is? Monday. Moon day. They played you. Sunday, Moon day. Saturn day. Thursday is Jupiter day. All this stuff, everything got actual, everything has a meaning. But since they don't teach you in school, they teach you nothing. But they teach you nothing but so-called white people as as saints. You know, they stole all the history. Here's the deal with them. So you have a group of them like the so-called Queen of England, the so-called Pope. They think they're chosen, right? And they think they're not gonna say they use. You know what I mean by the use. They're not gonna say, but that's what they think they is. That's, so, and they're not exactly wrong, except about the use part. You is used. They are chosen by the opposite side. Right. So, but they took it too far. I think I told you they took it way too far with what they were doing, so they're gonna be punished severely. But yeah, they there's not just one so-called God. There's many so-called gods. And it was in the Bible. It's called Elohim. That means many. Right. But if we're just gonna pretend like there's one, then there has to be another. There's duality, night and day, Sunday, Moon day. Right. Get it? So let me think of some other symbols. I'm just going top of my head. Like like if you look at like all the popes, the nuns, um, the Catholic nuns, the Muslim women, some of the Muslim men, they stay fully covered, right? They got some over their head, right? Their neck is not exposed, right? But you don't see much of that anywhere else, like especially not in America. Like, but there's a reason. Like, your neck ain't never supposed to be exposed. It's one of your sacred chakras. You gotta protect it at all times. Your head's supposed to be covered. Your hair's super protective. You don't have to wear it inside the house. I just do. You'll know why one day. Right. But yeah, you're supposed to protect it at all times. So it is what it is. But see, they do it, and then but nobody knows why they do it anymore. But they still do it. Even like you'll never, like, maybe some of the newer princesses, so-called princesses in England, but before you'll never even see anybody with a short skirt. They'll never wear a mini skirt. The shortest they might go, you might see the kneecaps once or twice, but most of the time you won't even see the kneecaps for a reason. Because back in the day when you had the miniskirt was a symbol of you being poor. You couldn't afford nothing. You couldn't afford to cover yourself. That's all that meant. Now it's fashion. Everything's backwards. Everything's backwards. People assault the person that got raped. Oh, you did this, you did that, right? Sometimes they did put themselves in a predicament, but we have to be careful when blaming the victim, right? So yeah, nowadays everything backwards. Nobody cares about the kids. Everybody cares about entertainment. The world is done. Like everything's bad. Everybody's, matter of fact, so-called. I see some so-called black people now. They're defending everything. It's not racist. It's not. and let me race is me race expert. So I'm just using the term they how they use it, right? It was like everything's good. Everybody has equal opportunity. Equal opportunity. Then why is only entertainers the richest out of the so-called black people? The be lacking people. Be lacking. That's why you're not black. You're not lacking melanin. Some so-called white people, they have melanin too. They have recessive melanin, but they don't matter. It's still melanin. If they get right, they'll be right. It's all about the solar flares. The so-called black people melanin. You ain't eating right, and you're watching too much TV, and it's breaking down your melanin. And so radiation gonna eat you up. When I talk about like the rays from the TV, all that fake light. Let me break it down. When somebody goes and gets a suntan from a suntanning booth, all the fake lights, what's the warning they give you? It can bring cancer, right? Because it's not natural. It's not natural at all. It's fake light. Same thing with the TV. If the TV's in your face the whole time, it's suntanning your face, your pineal gland. They want to shut that down. They want to calcify it. Yeah, when it's calcified, it looks like a bluish ivory color, like somebody that named their daughter that. Yeah. Yeah.